Welcome back to Ian and Jill's 2-Up Motorcycle Adventures. On day 8, we arrived in Brumath around lunchtime and decided to buy some bread and cheese and ham and have a little picnic in the sunshine before checking into our Airbnb.
That locks the door so
Perfect.
nobody can come in.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Very good.
Weather's not so nice. And so
Very
her
good.
boyfriend built this by hand.
It's
It took
amazing.
him about a week to do
I like
one
this.
step.
Yeah.
And this, they went in the forest. There's a forest just there. And they looked for a branch and they found this.
It's such a good
And,
fit, isn't it?
I think it took them about a few hours just to find.
Yeah, how to fit it.
Other questions?
Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi, there's Wi-Fi here, so don't touch that. And there's no code to it. It just says next year.
I really love it. After we unpacked, we headed into Strasbourg for the rest of the afternoon and the evening. Since we didn't have a Criteria sticker, we decided to play safe and take the train in. It was only about 2 stops, 12 minutes journey. Since this was our first visit to Strasbourg, we enjoyed just wandering around, taking in the sights. One of our first stops was Notre Dame Cathedral. The meteorological clock struck 4:30 while we were there. We enjoyed a coffee on a barge tied up the riverbank and then continued to walk along the side of the river to the area called Little France. When we reached the 5 arms of the Eel River, we watched a barge navigate the loch. For dinner we had tarte flambée, which was new to us, but we really enjoyed it. The next morning we set off for Switzerland. As we approached the Swiss border, Darius of Moto Switzerland fame contacted us and suggested we call by for lunch. Desi made us a delicious lasagna and we set off together to explore the Swiss mountain passes. We stopped at Lake Lucerne and briefly visited the glass blowing factory. At this point, the drone was flying backwards in front of the bike, but as it flew down in front of us, it lost signal with the controller and started to return home right into our windscreen. Thankfully, there was no damage to the bike, and damage to the drone was relatively minor. Darius confirmed the next day that the broken propellers had been replaced and the drone was fully operational again, thankfully. Darius and Desi introduced us to some delicious Swiss specialities, including Rivella, a soft drink produced from milk, whey and rosti, which was based on potatoes roasted. Both really nice. The next morning we set off with blue skies, glorious sunshine, heading for Italy via the Gotthard Tunnel. We stopped in Lucerne briefly to purchase fridge magnet and sticker as souvenirs of our fabulous visit to Switzerland. As we approached the tunnel, we discovered that it was a Swiss bank holiday weekend and there were long queues. We heard later that people travelling in four-wheel vehicles were in queues for 3 hours. Fortunately, we didn't have to wait that long. When we reached the other side of the tunnel, we stopped at the Versace Dam, where one of the scenes of the GoldenEye movie was shot, and watched some bungee jumpers. If we hadn't washed our hair that morning and it hadn't been raining at the time, we might have given it a go. We spent 2 nights with Vit and Lorraine, and they were exceedingly kind to us. But on Monday morning we were on the move again. Danny kindly plotted out a route for us down through Genoa to La Spezia, avoiding motorways. Some of the journey was quite wet and some of the roads were quite challenging. The SS1 was an absolutely splendid road. After we had checked into our enchanting gypsy caravan, which was surprisingly spacious and very well equipped, we headed down to Porto Venere for a cone of seafood and chips, and then we went round the coast to Cinque Terre. On On the way home we got completely soaked. I have never seen rain like it. Just as well we had a spare pair of gloves. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you'd like to follow the rest of our trip, and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video.